I mean, this is one of the most distracting things that can happen to a teenager. Embarrassing. I mean, this is the time in your life when you're a teenager, you want to look your best. You want to appear to your peers to be most attractive. And if there's something distracting, like oily skin and acne, it can ruin your whole life, cause severe depression. I imagine that kids get so depressed about their looks that they could even contemplate suicide. So having a good-looking complexion, getting rid of that oily skin and getting rid of those pimples can be life-changing for a child. Of course, everybody knows that diet has nothing to do with acne. Actually, that was based on a study that was done 3 decades ago by Dr. James Holman. What he did is he fed kids, adolescents, candy bars that contained chocolate and another candy bar that didn't. Didn't change anything else about the diet. The children in both groups were still eating high-fat Western foods. And then he counted the pimples, depending upon whether he gave them a chocolate candy bar or just a regular old high-fat candy bar. And both the candy bars were very high in fat. And what he found was the number of pimples were the same. So he declared, and every dermatologist since has declared, that diet has nothing to do with acne. Well, that's not true, and that's not what the science says. There are populations of people where the adolescents and the adults do not have acne. These people uniformly live on a diet that's low in fat, mostly starches, vegetables, and fruits, with no free oils or very few free oils, and very limited animal product intake. There are also multiple studies that have been done on various populations of people that show when you feed high-fat diets to these people, what happens is their hormones change. For example, insulin-like growth factor 1 changes. Insulin-like growth factor 1 is a growth stimulant, and that is raised by consuming dairy and meat and other high-protein foods. And that growth hormone stimulates pimple development. And also, the rich Western diet raises sex hormones, like androgens. Those are male hormones, which will also stimulate pimple production. So if you have a loved one, or you happen to be an adolescent, teenager, who's wanting to improve your complexion almost overnight, switch to a diet based upon rice, corn, potatoes, other starches, with the addition of fruits and vegetables. Get the dairy out of the diet. That's very important. And all the oils, that corn oil, that safflower oil, that olive oil, get it out of the diet. First thing you'll notice in a matter of 3 or 4 days is the oiliness of your skin disappears. You have a bright pink, very fresh-looking skin tone, healthy looking. And then the next thing that happens over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks is the pimples heal. You can cure this problem. Just because one lousy study done 3 decades ago says differently doesn't mean that that's the truth. The truth is